Morning, everyone. Or, as I say in real life, fuck you, where's my coffee? Um, it has been a productive morning thus far, in some terms. The After I woke up, I decided, well, I've been transcribing a Hair IQ video on um, debating tactics, race debating tactics you will encounter, with "you will" in caps, and he classifies five types of debaters, um, and apparently it completely escapes him. In these five categories, there's Captain Obvious, there's the philosophical MacGyver, or MacGyver the philosopher, who just makes creative, weird bullshit arguments out of nowhere. The people who quote outdated sources, the people who, let me see, I don't remember, and people who strawman the fuck out of you, which apparently from the examples he provided just in the title, he didn't provide any examples. God, I don't remember what the other one was, but it was, we'll get to what it wasn't. But the one thing I noticed about the infuriating straw master, as he calls it, is and I'll link to the video. I'm not going to post the transcript because I don't want to open myself up to a DMCA, because that's just annoying crap. But if you really want the transcript, let me know. The title that he puts up when he says he's not going to provide any examples of the infuriating strawmaster who either deliberately or unintentionally strawmans you and misrepresents your arguments and pretends he doesn't know what you're talking about. It sounds like he's talking about people who are asking him to clarify his position, or who are, shocker, attempting to gently introduce the fact that he's got some internal contradictions that he needs some Metamucil to deal with, or something. Maybe. But the one thing I did notice is that in his description of the many types of tactics he will encounter, someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about was not one of them. In no way was the possibility of being incorrect about anything admitted. Oh, the person who uses out-of-date or already debunked arguments. Never mind the fact that the skeptical heretic was bringing papers from 2011, and, well, they were reaching pretty far back on some of their studies that had already been debunked by later papers. So, basically, it's just interesting how crazy you can get if you take the possibility that you're wrong off the table. And wow. Basically, I didn't transcribe this for fun. Well, yeah, I kind of did. The transcription is basically because I'm looking for patterns in what he says, specifically linguistic patterns, often repeated tribal mantras like anti-racism is anti-white and things like that. I do have to say that this guy uses the word obviously and uses the words common sense more often than just, that's a dangerous statement to make, more often than most of the dickheads here on YouTube. I mean, he really is in love with the idea that his way is the way and is right, and to hell with you all. But so that's something to watch out for. I mean, I start to get a little paranoid every time I realize that I haven't had a holy fuck, that was a really stupid thing for me to be believing moment. Because if I'm not learning, if I'm not improving what I'm thinking, and if not only that, but if my standards for what I consider knowing something are not continually increasing as I progress and learn, then I'm doing something wrong. And apparently, they have the, dare I say, fundamentalist mindset of they have the truth and they don't need any more. It's fucking creepy. Side thought. Spock Talk, who fancies himself an intellect. I find it very interesting that as his avatar, as the expression of himself on YouTube, he chose Spock, who is a half-breed, constantly struggling between logic and emotion, between his human and Vulcan natures, and who was introduced into the series Star Trek very deliberately by Gene Roddenberry as a smack in the face of racism. Is that fucking beautiful or what? I mean, be self-aware next time. But I would like to give a shout out here to Hannibal Barca, who has been, from an anthropological point of view, doing a good job tearing up a lot of this bullshit that has been coming out of the quote-unquote race realist camp. Along with EvoGen videos and Sophia Rune, and of course the debate with Skeptical Heretic, who, well, we all sort of chipped in on that one, and it was lots of fun, but Skeptical Heretic was definitely the one who bought it, and who did the heavy lifting there. Again, well done. I'll link to all those channels. And obviously this is not over, because, well, the stupid is still out there, as the saying goes. And really, as I said in my last video, they're just a symptom of a larger problem. And this leads back to why on a Saturday morning at 8 o'clock I started finishing a transcription of a video by an asshole, for lack of a better term. And that's because when you have this kind of shit going around, and you always do, not doing your part to clean it up, not doing your part to examine it, to deconstruct it, to tear. And by the way, have you ever noticed that people like these race realists who insist on a PC term for themselves, really, really get fucking upset when you try and understand them and their position and their point of view? Not just their words, but the actual motivations and thoughts and feelings that are going on as they're doing this. They call it psychologizing, or they say you're being dishonest, or you can't possibly know that. Well, no, all I know is what you're fucking saying, what you're doing, and the end result of what you're saying. And that... But, back to what I was saying. Basically, if a house is on fire in your neighborhood, it behooves you to grab a bucket and some water. It behooves you to understand how fires start. It behooves you to look out for stupid people with gasoline and matches. So, really, I consider that fun. And that's a little twisted, I know. But, okay, I never claimed to be normal. And I really, really would like to thank everyone else who is doing the same, who is taking a look at people who like to slap labels on people or take their toys and go home. Man, speaking of which, I mean, no, I won't. Sorry. Other drama, unrelated drama. I may rant about that another time. I'm a little too disorganized mentally to do this anymore. alter the video. So I think I'm just going to cut this off with the thought that it is all that is necessary for evil to triumph is for a fucking Harley Davidson to go by fucking early in the morning. Never mind. All that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Men, women, whatever, take it however you want. But if you step up and do a little bit, and it's not just YouTube I'm talking about, but if you do this in one area of your life, you are training your mind to go through these thought processes in other areas of your life, especially if you do it well. Just try not to get into heated arguments at work. That can be bad for your career. But, so pick apart some bullshit sometime. Just be sure to wear gloves. Thank you for your time and attention. Ah!